A very, very happy Independence Day to all of you. Today is the 74th Independence Day of India. And today I feel, let me talk something a part of mathematics. We always talk about mathematics, Vedic mathematics, tricks, and logic, and many more things on this channel. But today I personally feel, may it be a case of a child or their parents or anyone out there who lives in India, who are Indians, who are having any connection with India, they must know the topic of today, of this video. Actually, today we are going to talk about the freedom fight, how India got its freedom, what all events happened, what all movements were taken place, who played important role. We have tried covering maximum of the things within this short 10 minutes video. So here on the screen you can see the topics which we are going to talk about today in this video. If you really want to use this video at the maximum, pause this video here, take a pen and paper and jot down all the facts that I share with you. So once again, a very, very happy Independence Day. But trust me, believe me, just wishing Independence Day by words does not have that much of value until and unless you feel about it. And when can you feel about the Independence Day? When you are valuing the efforts of people, those who have put in. When can you value the efforts of the people? Or you can say the martyrs, when you understand what they have done for you. So let's talk about the great Indian heroes who made possible for us to breathe in free India. Before that, do press the subscribe button for such kind of knowledgeable videos and then go ahead with this video. So the entire revolt started in 1857 very first. It was a major revolt because it was the first time people felt the urge of fighting against East India Company or the British rule. It was definitely unsuccessful for its varied kind of reasons. It was definitely against the British rule, and yes, this was in 1857, and the revolt was by the sepoys, or you can say the people, the Indian people who were working in British army. They revolted against the British people. Now, this happened in Meerut, and this revolt grew further, and so many people, so many big names are associated with this revolt is Nana Sahib Peshwa, Rani Lakshmi Bai, Rao Tularam, etc. So we can never forget the 1857, the first independence revolt against British rule. Right after that, in 1885, after that, the major event happened in 1885. That was the formation of Indian National Congress that came into the existence. Now, it was founded in 28th December 1885 and at Tejpal Sanskrit College in Bombay with 72 delegates. The General Secretary was A.O. Hume, and Bomesh Chandra Banerjee was the elected president, the very first elected president of Indian National Congress. Now, once Indian National Congress came into the picture, after few months or years, the nationalistic sentiment started spurring out. In the sense, Indian National Congress was going by non-violent route, where some people were having urge of fighting, some people were having urge of having Swaraj. So Lal, Pal, Pal, that is Lala Lajpat Rai, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Bankim Chandra Pal. These three people were part of Indian National Congress, but they became the first nationalist to come out of this philosophy, and they focused more on Swaraj. Swaraj, that is the right to vote and everything. Now, when we come to 1905, 1905, that time partition of Bengal happened. Now, there's an interesting story behind it. It was a territorial reorganization of Bengal. ऐसा रीजन दिया ब्रिटिश रूल ने in 1905. What did they do? बंगाल को दो हिस्सों में सेपरेट किया. ईस्टर्न हिस्सा जो था वो मुस्लिम हिस्सा बन गया क्योंकि वहां पे मेजॉरिटी मुस्लिम्स रहते थे, और वेस्टर्न हिस्सा जो था वो हिंदू हिस्सा बन गया, मतलब वहां पे मेजॉरिटी हिंदू लोग रहते थे. तो बोला ऐसे गया कि बेटर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए हम उसे डिवाइड कर रहे हैं, बट आइडियली दे वर डिवाइडिंग ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द कास्ट. तो बेसिकली ये जो पूरा माहौल था उससे हिंदूज बिल्कुल खुश नहीं थे, बिकॉज दे नेवर वांटेड सच काइंड ऑफ अ पार्टीशन, दे नेवर हैड दैट काइंड ऑफ अ सेंटिमेंट कि ऐसा कुछ होना चाहिए. बट देन दे एक्चुअली प्रोटेस्ट. ये पार्टीशन हुआ इन 1905 अंडर लॉर्ड कर्जन, वाइसरॉय देन ऑफ इंडिया. एंड उसके बाद मुस्लिम्स को भी थोड़ा सा अनकंफर्टेबल लगा, हिंदूज को भी थोड़ा सा अनकंफर्टेबल लगा, बिकॉज दे नेवर वांटेड सच काइंड ऑफ थिंग्स. सो दिस वाज अ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बेस्ड ऑन द कम्युनल grounds. So people failed that British rule is trying to divide people and rule. So यहीं से ब्रिटिश का वो जो टैग लाइन जो हम उनके लिए यूज करते हैं, that they use the policy of divide and rule, वो यहीं से सब लोगों ने बोला that British works on the logic or you can say strategy of divide and rule. Now what happened after that? 1905 में डिवाइड किया बंगाल को, 1911 में यूनाइट हो गया. नाउ कैसे और क्यों, ये भी एक इंटरेस्टिंग बात है, जानने की जरूरत है इसको भी. जैसे कि व्हाट हैपेंड दैट एक बारी बंगाल को दो हिस्सों में सेपरेट किया, तो हिंदूज वर वेरी मच अगेंस्ट ऑफ दिस सेपरेशन, दे नेवर विश सच काइंड ऑफ सेपरेशन. Now, because of this, there was the kind of anger everywhere inside the Bengal. Everybody was angry. Extremist and moderate leaders. Extremists, matlab those who were very much extreme in their ideas, and moderate, matlab they were okay and adaptable to ideas of British rule. Both the kind of leaders of Indian National Congress launched a massive movement. बहुत बड़ा movement उन्होंने launch किया against the partition of Bengal. Now, people term, जैसे कि मैंने अभी थोड़ी देर पहले बताया कि ब्रिटिश की ये पॉलिसी, ब्रिटिश रूल की ये पॉलिसी जो थी, जो बंगाल को दो हिस्सों में डिवाइड कर रही थी बेस्ड ऑन द कम्युनल ग्राउंड, उसको इन्होंने डिवाइड एंड रूल पॉलिसी ऑफ ब्रिटिश का नाम दिया. इसके ऊपर बंगाल में डे ऑफ मॉर्निंग मतलब लोग बहुत दुखी थे, सो ऐसा डे ऑफ मॉर्निंग भी याद किया जाता है ऑन द डे ऑफ पार्टीशन. स्वदेशी मूवमेंट, इसका रिजल्ट क्या हुआ? पीपल वर सो एंग्री, दे बॉयकॉटेड ब्रिटिश प्रोडक्ट्स. सो व्हाट दे told, what they were told, that they were supposed to purchase everything which is made in India. So they boycotted all British goods, and because of this everywhere it was agitation. तो ये जो अपराइजिंग डेवलप हो रहा था, ये जो एजिटेशन डेवलप हो रहा था, उसको सबसाइड करने के लिए 1911 में बंगाल वाज रीयूनाइटेड बाय लॉर्ड हार्डिंज. by Lord Hardinge. ये 1911 में बंगाल को reunite किया. 1915, Mahatma Gandhi arrived in India. When he arrived in India, he was not known as Mahatma Gandhi. He was known as Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi. It was in 1917 his identity became the Mahatma Gandhi. How? It was in 1917 Champaran Satyagraha. What was it? So Champaran Satyagraha happened in 1917 and it was the first Satyagraha movement led by Mahatma Gandhi in India. And it is actually considered historically extremely important. Now why? Why it is extremely important? Because it was point one, farmers uprising. Now farmers were protesting against having to grow indigo with barley at any payment of it, or sometimes they were not even getting the payment. So basically क्या होता था कि जो you can say poor farmers से वो लोग कोई जमींदार होता था या कोई ब्रिटिश पर्सन होता था, उनके पास से जमीन को रेंट पर लेकर उसके ऊपर फार्मिंग करके, मतलब कि खेती करके उसमें से जो भी अनाज उगा सकता था वो उगा के उसको बेच के अपने फैमिली का अपना पेट भरता था. नाउ ब्रिटिश ने रूल लाया कि आपको जब हम बताएं कि आप अपनी रेंटेड जमीन पे इंडिगो को ग्रो करो, then you are supposed to do that at any cost that we pay to you. उसका रीजन क्या था कि इंटरनेशनल मार्केट्स में इंडिगो का बहुत ज्यादा डिमांड हो रहा था जो इंडिया में होता था. तो ब्रिटिश कॉलोनी ने ये डिसाइड किया कि यहाँ पे इंडिगो का प्रोडक्शन करके बाहर एक्सपोर्ट करेंगे और पैसा कमाएंगे. तो इस वजह से even if the person who had taken the land on the rent didn't wish to go for the product indigo, then too they were supposed to go for it. Secondly, though they were going for it, they were not paid properly and they were paying dirt cheap rate. So because of this, farmers were very much angry and they were having the feeling of resentment. They were not happy with the British rule, and hence this Champaran Satyagraha took place, where Gandhiji once again used his strategy of non-violent protest, which he did in Africa. Right after that, within 2 years, in 1919, Jallianwala Bagh massacre happened. Now, this was a complete disaster. Now, this entire thing started with the Rowlatt Act that time. What was that act? Now, let's go with the points. Once again, Jallianwala Bagh, when you see Bagh, that does not mean it is a park or garden. ये कोई park या garden नहीं था. It was just a plain, you can say, ground. एक प्लेन ग्राउंड था बहुत बड़ा, जिसके आजू बाजू में बहुत से घर थे, वो भी ऊंचे ऊंचे, मतलब काफी हाइट के घर हुआ करते थे. दैट वाज द जलियांवाला बाग. नाउ वहां पे ऑन 13th April 1919 बहुत सारे लोग इकट्ठा हुए थे. They were not only men, they were kids, they were females, there were so many people, right? 10,000 जितने लोग वहां पे इकट्ठा हुए थे in order to go for a peaceful protest against Rowlatt Act, Draconian Rowlatt Act. Now ये इसका प्रोटेस्ट करने के लिए जमा हुए थे. तो ये बेसिकली एक्ट था क्या? What was this act all about? Rowlatt Act gave extreme power to the police to arrest any of the Indians which they find not proper without giving any reason. So the purpose of the act was to curb the growing nationalist upsurge in the country, which was completely wrong. So to provide, or you can say to show the dislike about this particular act, people gathered to just show that they are not for this act without any kind of you can say weapons, or there was nothing. There was a peaceful protest. But then that time a force of 50 soldiers commanded by Brigadier General Dyer reached Jallianwala Bagh, वहां पे पहुंच गए. जलियांवाला बाग में एंटर होने का सिर्फ एक छोटा रास्ता था, बाकी कहीं पे रास्ता नहीं था, चारों तरफ घर थे ऊंची ऊंची हाइट के. सो देयर वाज नो नन अदर एस्केप देन वन पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट. उसी पॉइंट पे ये 50 लोगों का आर्मी लेकर जनरल डायर आ जाते हैं और फिर फायर का ऑर्डर दे देते हैं विदाउट एनी स्पेसिफिक यू कैन से prior notice to the people who were standing there in the Jallianwala Bagh. And in this, approximately 10 to 15 minutes, fire constantly किया जाता है, जिसमें 1650 rounds of rifles चलाई जाती हैं, 1000 से ज्यादा लोग मारे जाते हैं. So this historical event is really considered very bad in the history of India and the world as well. And so many people condemn this particular task of General Dyer. And Mahatma Gandhi, Rabindranath Tagore, they written some of the medals or some of the honors given to them by British company in near about 1919. They just written everything to them because they never appreciated this particular fact that the company didn't stop General Dyer, and General Dyer did anything which he wanted to do, which was really bad. And so many of Indians lost their lives. And you will not believe that उनके पास कोई टाइप के हथियार नहीं थे. They were not there to fight. They were just trying to show their protest. काफी लोग वहां पे कुआं था, कुएं के अंदर गिर गिर के मर गए, दब दब के मर गए, छोटे बच्चे मर गए. सो बहुत से लोग शहीद हो गए वहां पे. Khilafat movement. Now, this was once again the movement by, actually it was the Indian Muslim movement, which was basically led by Shaukat Ali, Jauhar Ali, Hakim Ajmal and Maulana Muhammad and Abul Kalam Azad. Now, इसका रीजन क्या था कि तुर्की में खलीफा ऑटोमन खिलाफत के जो थे, who was considered the leader of Sunni Muslims actually, उनको उनकी जो खिलाफत है उसको रिस्टोर करना था. बट हुआ क्या कि आफ्टर द वर्ल्ड वॉर वन, तुर्की पीपल वांटेड टू गो फॉर सेक्युलरिज्म. सो ये सारी चीजें वहीं पे खत्म हो गई एंड दिस पर्टिकुलर मूवमेंट आल्सो कोलैप्स. बट यस, in this movement, Mahatma Gandhi ji supported the Indian Muslim leaders, and they were suggested by him to use the non-cooperation movement there. So this way, it was an important movement. Now, 1921, this was the civil disobedience movement. It was extremely important. Now, civil disobedience is the active, professed refusal of a citizen to obey certain laws, demands, orders, or commands of the government. In the sense, we are not obedient to the government rule. We will not cooperate to all the rules that is made by the British government. This was the simple understanding for civil disobedience movement. Basically, it was a peaceful protest, non-violent resistance. 1929, Delhi Assembly bomb blast. Once again, Shahid Bhagat Singh and Batukeshwar Dutt. What they did, they blast bomb in assembly. in British Assembly. Now, why? What was the reason? They spoke one important and powerful line. बहुत important and powerful line उन्होंने बोला कि if the deaf are to hear, the sound has to be made very loud. अगर किसी बहरे को सुनाना है तो बहुत बड़ा साउंड करने की जरूरत है, बहुत बड़ी आवाज की जरूरत पड़ती है. और उन्होंने बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट असेंबली में किया टू make them hear what Indians were telling to them. The aim behind the bombing was not to cause any kind of harm, but to protest against passing of two repressive bills, one public safety bill and second is trade dispute bill. So ये दोनों बिल पास करने के पॉइंट से उनको ये पॉइंट सुनाने के लिए they had blast a bomb there. The courage of these two freedom fighters definitely was an important reason to create an uprising amongst the youth of India then. And now 1930 Dandi March. Everybody knows it's a salt march. It was for protesting the Salt Act. What was the Salt Act then? Salt Act kya tha? So in 1882, Indians were prohibited from selling salt, collecting salt, and they had put a lot of heavy taxes on it. Now, salt was the staple diet. Without it, it was impossible to live. And on that, such kind of a very big tax they were putting, which was unacceptable. So it was an act of civil disobedient movement. So Dandi March was an important thing in civil disobedience movement. It was again led by Mahatma Gandhi ji, and thousands of the Indians followed Gandhi ji in this particular march. And this was basically started from Gandhi Ashram in Ahmedabad to Arabian Sea coast. That was a 250 miles distance. That was a big distance, and approximately 60,000 people included themselves during this Dandi March. 1942. There were two important incidents happened hand in hand. One is Azad Hind Fauj formation. Now it's an amazingly rich history about how Azad Hind Fauj was formed, which kind of effort Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose put in, how he reached Russia, went to Japan and so many countries, and how he gathered thousands of the Indian war prisoners. And from that, he made Azad Hind Fauj with the help of Mohan Singh. First, they did it in Singapore. So Azad Hind Fauj, the army organized, was founded actually by Mohan Singh and comprised of Indian prisoners of war in Singapore. Then धीरे धीरे करके नेताजी ने जापान से prisoners of war लिए, रशिया से लिए, इंडिया के prisoners of war. Basically, people were against some other country and they were letting India use the prisoners of war in the freedom fight. So that was amazing. World War II was at its peak and Britain just had lost Singapore to Japan. So now Japan was any day against Britain, and in India it was a British colony. So when India wanted freedom, Japan was supporting India because Japan was against Britain. With the slogan Asia for Asiatics, Japan wanted to capitalize their strength against British with Indian soldiers. About 45 Indian soldiers gathered and Japanese army called from Azad Hind Fauj in 1942. Amazing fact, and if I'll get some time someday, we should definitely talk much about Azad Hind Fauj. We should never forget this army with which whose efforts were so magnificent that we are today living in free India. Everybody's efforts were very important, but we can never forget Azad Hind Fauj. I personally have a lot of respect, and I sometimes don't know how I can express my gratitude to Azad Hind Fauj warriors then, because of them it happened the way it has happened. Azad Hind Fauj was another name of Bose's army, Bose's Indian National Army. It played an extremely important role in India's freedom. Now, once again, very important, another point happened in 1942 is start of a Quit India movement, which was started by Gandhiji, and he decided to launch a mass civil disobedience movement that was either do or die. Call to force the British to leave India, and it was a great mass agitation and mass movement which was created. So this is what happened, and finally, in 15th August 1947, we got our independence, and it was the first Independence Day of India. And today it is 74th Independence Day of India. So, like, the freedom that we have got is extremely hard earned, and we all know that, we all cherish them. But then, I personally recommend one thing, that you are Indians, you respect India, and you feel for India. Like, I think हम सबको इंडियन होने का एक गर्व महसूस होना चाहिए, because the I would say the intellectual capacity that Indians have is is way too beyond than the people from the other country. There are many reasons for it. We have the competitive age, and we have a rich heritage. So we should be really proud of India, and we should thank God that we have taken birth in a country, a beautiful country like India. We really love our nation, and we will never forget our freedom fighters. We should not only remember them on this day, it should be in your routine. I feel in your house you have a, photograph of any lord you follow, and you have photographs of your elders, your um, mother, your father, yourself, your brother. Why can't you have photographs of some of the freedom fighters you admire a lot? Why can't you have them? You should, you should respect, a lot of respect to them in normal days as well, and you should never ever forget their efforts. They have sacrificed their life, their family, their dreams, their everything, just for one dream, that is a free India. So tribute to these heroes, and once again a very happy Independence Day. Jai Hind.